A lot of men have Sigma traits, but they don't fall squarely into the category of Sigma male because, for whatever reason, something is holding them back and they might not be fulfilling their true potential. So we've compiled a list of tips to help you become a better Sigma. If you apply these tips to your life, there's no question that your performance will improve. Even if you're not a Sigma, these tips can help you navigate this crazy world. Here are 8 tips to become a better Sigma male. Number 8. Avoid emotional reactions. Choose the rational response. You can organize your life in one of 2 ways. Either you choose a rational approach or else you choose an emotional one. Most people opt for an emotional approach. They allow their feelings to guide their actions, and as a result, they engage in impulsive behavior. To take one example, every year obesity expands across the Western world, destroying health, ruining relationships, and decimating self-esteem. No logical reason exists to overeat, yet despite all the negative consequences, people remain obese. They struggle to lose weight because their instincts overwhelm their better judgment. If you watch a Sigma closely, you'll notice that he attempts to avoid such irrational behavior. Instead, he uses logic as his guide. He evaluates his life to determine whether his actions align with his goals. If they don't, he changes his behavior. So if you want to be a better Sigma male, analyze your actions and habits, cutting out anything self-destructive. Then, formulate clear goals and devise a plan to achieve them. This strategy applies to your health, finances, relationships, and even physical strength. In fact, it applies to every aspect of your life. You increase your chances of success when you choose the rational approach. Number 7. Build the virtue of self-discipline. While setting goals is extremely important, goals are useless if you can't stick to the plan. Plato, Aristotle, the Stoics, even medieval philosophers, they all had a technical definition for the term self-discipline. They defined self-discipline as the ability to resist temptation, especially with regard to sensual pleasure. So what is sensual pleasure? Sensual pleasure refers to food, alcohol, sexual activity, and comfort. If you do not have self-discipline, you cannot resist these temptations. In fact, you become their slave. And this is extremely dangerous for a Sigma male. Because as you become a better Sigma, you're going to rise in status. And when a man rises in status, he faces an endless amount of temptations. Women make themselves more available. People invite you out more often. Everybody tries to be your friend, often offering alcohol or sometimes even drugs. You'll need to resist a lot of temptations, so you'll need the virtue of self-discipline. Otherwise, you risk losing everything that you've worked so hard to achieve. Luckily, self-discipline is a habit, and like all habits, you cultivate it through practice. When you practice moderating your appetites, eventually self-discipline becomes second nature. You'll need this ability as you transform into a better Sigma, so make sure you start building the habit today. You don't need to become a monk, you just need to practice moderation. Number 6. Embrace pain for a greater good. Just as ancient philosophers had a technical definition for the term self-discipline, they also had a technical definition of perseverance. Whereas self-discipline helps you to control your appetites, ancient philosophers defined perseverance as the ability to embrace pain for a greater good. You see, every worthwhile goal comes with a price, and often that price is pain. Let's use the example of a business. You might know a successful entrepreneur. You might see the outward benefits, such as a sports car or a fancy house. But what you don't see are the sleepless nights, the court cases, the bankruptcies, the trials and tribulations that the business owner has had to pass through. Elon Musk is probably the world's highest-ranking Sigma male. He's worth $250 billion. But if you look into his life story, you'll find an incredible amount of pain. He talks about working over 100 hours a week, and while that's a bit extreme, he's nevertheless an excellent example of perseverance. Elon Musk sacrificed short-term pleasure for long-term gain. If you want to become a better Sigma male, you must develop perseverance. Otherwise, you might snap under pressure. Therefore, seek out difficult, arduous challenges and push yourself past your limits again and again and again. Push yourself until perseverance becomes second nature. Embrace pain today so that you can achieve your goals tomorrow. Number 5. Confront your fears. Sigmas take a lot of risks, especially when compared to the average Joe. What is it that allows Sigmas to take risks? It's not because he was born crazy. It's not because he has some kind of genetic predisposition. No, a Sigma male is simply a courageous man, and his courage enables him to stand firm in the face of terrifying, even life-threatening situations. While most people are paralyzed by fear, the Sigma refuses to let it control him. He might feel fear, but he still pursues his goals, and he refuses to hide away like a mouse. If you watch Sigmas, you'll notice that they do all sorts of crazy things. Surfing, taking up boxing, or spending weeks on end mountain climbing. They engage in activities that terrify the majority of the population. But fortune favors the brave. So if you want to improve as a Sigma male, you need to confront the things that you're afraid of. If you manage, you'll realize that fear has been holding you back your whole life. You'll realize that you're capable of much more than you ever thought possible. Number 4. Choose your influences wisely. These days, lots of people are health conscious. They worry about what they put into their bodies. They worry about such things as trans fats or gluten or popular health fads. And that's perfectly reasonable, as your physical health remains the most important thing you possess. But isn't it strange how nobody pays the same attention to what goes into their mind? With the internet, we have access to an endless variety of content, and people mindlessly consume their favorite content without stopping to consider whether it hurts their psyches. If you want to be a high-performing man, you must pay attention to what goes into your mind, because the world is full of bad ideas. If you read nihilistic philosophy that persuades you that your life is meaningless, these negative ideas will infect both your mind and your actions. Similarly, if you listen to trashy music and look at talentless modern art, you're filling your mind with the equivalent of intellectual junk food. Instead, fill your mind with the best ideas that have ever been thought. Seek out the wisest philosophers, listen to the most genius of music that has ever been written, and contemplate the most beautiful arts ever created. These positive influences will uplift your mind and subtly improve your character. Therefore, it's very important to choose your influences carefully. Number 3. Apply laser focus to your work. In the modern world, Sigma males face a new type of challenge, the siren call of the internet. When you dedicate your life to meaningful work, the last thing you need is to be checking Instagram or Twitter. You need to be 100% focused on your goals. So if you're struggling to reach your full potential as a Sigma male, analyze your browsing habits. Are you getting distracted every time you sit down to work? Many ancient religions practice the power of concentration, and learning to harness this power can make or break your success. In these modern times with distractions everywhere, it has never been more important to learn how to cultivate single-minded focus. This is especially important for Sigmas because you want to achieve something extraordinary, but you'll fail your mission if you're checking Instagram every 15 minutes. So consider learning some form of meditation, or if that's not your thing, at least practice zooming in and putting 100% of your focus onto your tasks. Without a doubt, developing laser focus will increase your chances of success astronomically. Number 2. Be generous with others. As you rise up the social dominance hierarchy, other men may often look up to you. It could be tempting to disassociate from everybody because you probably don't care about the social hierarchy. But that's not the point. The point is that you will be in a position to uplift some of the men around you. So what are some of the things that people can learn from Sigmas? Men tend to talk too much. They love small talk and love to banter. But when they watch a Sigma male, they often realize how powerful silence can be as a social strategy. And this is a useful lesson because most of them could benefit from holding their tongues. Similarly, they'll observe your calm demeanor and learn the power of staying cool under pressure. And you can even throw opportunities their way or show them how to stand their ground when dealing with alphas. These are just a few of the ways you can benefit those around you. Men are often lost these days, and they often need the Sigma's example. Now, before moving on to the final points, we'd just like to take a moment to thank you for watching our video. If you do enjoy our content, please remember to leave a like. It only takes half a second and it really helps our channel to grow. Now onto the number 1 tip to becoming a better Sigma male. Number 1. Sometimes it's okay to follow the social norms, even if you don't agree with them. Perhaps you're an introvert trying to become a better Sigma male, but nobody's giving you any opportunities. Here's a suggestion. You might need to follow social norms more closely. So perhaps you could try imitating the normies. Now, you might think this is a contradiction. Surely a Sigma has no reason to care what people think. But in fact, high-achieving Sigmas do care about societal norms. However, they have a different motivation for caring. Alpha males, for example, follow the cultural norms because social exclusion is a death sentence for an alpha. He needs to lead the pack. If they reject him, his world ends. The Sigma's motivation, on the other hand, are totally different. Although he doesn't care about social status, he understands that if he ignores societal norms, he'll lose out on opportunities and he'll decrease his chances of achieving his goals. Therefore, you sometimes may need to consider compromising your values very slightly to help you navigate the social world. It might be tempting to say that you don't care, but an attitude like that can be self-destructive. Some simple things you could try include getting a haircut, wearing trendy clothes, or learning to become a bit better in the art of small talk. Remember that most people are quite shallow. They'll judge you based on appearances. If you put in a little bit of effort, new opportunities will flow into your life. Of course, we're not saying other people should affect your self-esteem. We all know that's not the way of the Sigma. What we're saying is that sometimes when you disregard societal norms or act in an antisocial way too much, you can often be shooting yourself in the foot. We hope this video gave you some useful tips on how to self-actualize as a Sigma male. Not everybody can become a Sigma, but with hard work, most introverts can manage it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.